Switchgrass 101.
Hey gang, we're down in Buffalo County today with the Love the Grind crew and talking everything switchgrass. So switchgrass has become a phenomenon across the country and we utilize it on a lot of the farms that we both hunt and help manage. And today we're gonna walk you through a couple farms, how to utilize, where to utilize, when to utilize, and the strategy behind planting switchgrass. So let's jump in. What is switchgrass? Switchgrass is a warm season perennial grass that can grow anywhere from 3 to 7 feet tall. We've hand selected varieties RC Big Rock and Sundance as the ones we use and sell and distribute throughout the US. And the beauty of those two varieties is their adaptability. You can plant them from Canada all the way down into the southern US and they'll grow extremely well in those environments. In addition to that, they grow much faster than their counterparts like Cave and Rock, and they have winter durability and standability. As you can see behind me, this 3-year-old switchgrass is 7 feet tall, and we had a harsh winter last year. And last but not least, the varieties we use are much faster to grow and germinate than their counterparts, so you can get results much, much faster, even with a slow-growing seed like switchgrass.
So when is the best time to plant switchgrass? There's a couple different ways you can do it, and there's not one that's truly better than the other. Now, if you have minimal equipment, we highly recommend that frost seeding. You can frost seed switchgrass right away in the springtime when you're getting that freeze thaw. It's a great way if you just have a rake. If you have implements, you can also till and plant switchgrass right away in the springtime after that freeze thaw period is done. One of the final ways you can do it at the end of the year is fall frost seeding, and that's getting that seed right in the ground right before your winter freeze. That seed's gonna sit there all winter and it's gonna grow up right away in the spring. And if you have a spot on your farm that you wanna plant switchgrass, there's many ways and routes to go, and just pick the one that's best for you.
Where to plant switchgrass? Probably the most common question we get, and the answer really lies in your objectives. Whether you're planting it along the edge of a road for concealment, or you're planting it to better access a food plot, or you're planting it for bedding like behind me. This was an old ag field that they converted into bedding, and they've already reaped rewards from it with deer bedding in it. They also integrated cedars into this with a long-term plan of having a bedding area and a cedar thicket with switchgrass and cedars. So depending on your goals and objectives, the different types and ways in which you can plant switchgrass can vary. But no matter how you use it, it can be an effective tool to improve your property.
Do deer bed in switchgrass? Absolutely. I'm standing in a giant bed right here. We have a number of beds around us. Deer are gonna run through this during the season. They scent check it, they bed in it. And if you have a small pocket like this on your property, switchgrass can be a great option for adding more bedding on your property, and that'll help hold more deer this fall. How fast can switchgrass grow? We're gonna show you guys year 1, 2, and 3 and how switchgrass slowly establishes throughout those years. And right behind me, we have an awesome stand of year 1 switchgrass. It's about 4 feet tall and it's right on pace. And on that year 2 of that switchgrass stand, it's gonna become more established, but it won't quite be at its full potential. On year 3, that's when that switchgrass is gonna become more established, and that's when you can get up to that 6 to 7 foot range.
Does switchgrass need to be maintained? It's kind of the $1,000,000 question, and it's really based on personal preference. There are a lot of ways to utilize switchgrass and a lot of different ways to maintain it, or you can go the route of minimal maintenance and just kind of let it go wild, which is my preference. But here's a couple examples. So you can get it planted, get it established, and you can mow that switchgrass every couple of years, every 3 years, or maybe just once, to help kind of allow that switchgrass to take over and establish itself. You can burn it every several years, which obviously in this scenario would be challenging because there's trees that we don't want to burn. So that's more of a focused on just a pure switchgrass stand. Or my preference would be less is more. I like what I call a diversified or dirty switchgrass establishment where I've got some trees we planted and some undergrowth and some brush that the deer can feed on. So it's not only bedding, but it's food and it's a sanctuary and it's security. So it's really personal preference as to how you want to maintain it. There's a lot of ways to do it, and each of them can really provide great results. Well, that's a wrap on everything switchgrass. Hopefully we covered the do's and don'ts and the how-tos and the whys and the wheres. But to wrap things up, we wanted to show you some examples of how we've used switchgrass, some deer that we've hunted in switchgrass, some deer that have been shot in switchgrass, and just some awesome B-roll of how deer utilize switchgrass on your property.